Mabuhay, this is Bob from Love Beyond the Sea, channel about marriage to a woman from the Philippines. This has a lot of relational topic videos. I'm not in the Philippines with my wife. I'm not trying to sell you on the Philippines, rather on marriage to Filipina. So I like to keep it very real and honest and as transparent as I can about things you need to know before you get involved with a woman from the Philippines. It could be a woman from any other country too, a foreign country. There are some things to learn, and please subscribe here and leave a comment. Today I want to talk about the idea of living in a Filipino community when you bring your Filipino wife to your country. Now, I know there are such things in the United States, and I'd be surprised if they weren't in other countries as well. And when I was waiting for my wife to come here, our visa wait didn't take very long. It's only about 8 months back in 2015. But one of the thoughts I had was, is there a Filipino community where I could, help introduce my wife somehow to people that she would be comfortable with so she can make friends? The first friend that she had here was a Filipina married to an American, and they still are friends today, which is really pleasant to me. But I had the thought, wouldn't it be better to just find a Filipino community, which I heard there was one somewhere where we live in Nebraska. And I asked my wife about it. I thought she would say, "Oh, that's great. I'm so happy that you're looking out for me and trying to find such a community." But here's what she said. She said, "I'm not interested in that." And that was that. So when I said, "Why? What's wrong with that?" And she let me know in no uncertain terms that she knows what it will be like. In her opinion, a lot of competitiveness by way of comparison. Here in the United States, we have a phrase, keeping up with the Joneses. And, part of that is observing what your neighbors, the Joneses, have, or your Filipino community, even if you don't live there. She thinks people are going to compare you to, compare husbands, compare jobs, compare homes, compare cars, compare children, compare anything. And I thought, well, that's kind of silly, why would they do that? But she was very serious. She's not the least bit interested in living in or even near Filipino community. Another thing she brought up was the idea of gossip. Of course, if you're, comparing things with one another, you're going to talk. And my wife hates gossip. I don't know that anybody does like it, but it sounds like living in or near a Filipino community is like living in a small town where everybody seems to know everybody's, concerns. And so that just didn't work out. In fact, most of the friends that my wife did make that were Filipinas, she doesn't have friendship with them anymore because of some of the things that I just mentioned to you. And that wasn't living in a Filipino community. I'm not trying to denigrate Filipino communities. I'm just saying, once in a while, someone will leave me a well-intentioned comment about living in a Filipino community, and perhaps they do, and perhaps it's going really, really well. And that's what I would hope. But I know in my case, and I can understand where my wife's coming from, especially after seeing how some things have gone, that she's better off not living in that type of community. So leave a comment about this. Have you heard about this before? Have you asked your wife, when you get to your country, does she want to first look for a Filipino community? I mean, as a husband, you're trying to make her immigration process as easy or smooth as possible, and you know she needs to have some friends, but maybe there's some other factors involved that would make that not such a good idea. for your love beyond the sea.